That's how you get to determine what's going on. You're determining the counts and you're determining the averages and the whole nine. We look over and we see we have 55 plus million unique digital customers. So now what we're saying is they got 120 million consumers, but 55 million distinct consumers, which means that it's 55 million distinct people, individuals that have that are digital customers. What does digital customers mean? It could mean that they subscribe online. It could mean that they do their appointments online. Whatever the case may be, whatever the definition is, there are 55 million of them. First question that I would ask when I see this is to the client is, what is a digital customer? What is your definition of a digital customer? Then I want to find out again where these guys are, because they may be in these digital customers may be in different countries. They may be military. They may be working with the government. They could, for some reason, these guys are digital, specifically digital, and not present. So we want to find. They may want to know where these guys are and why. So now you're able to help build a profile on why, and what that's going to help do is actually build out AI profiles here, not long from now, whether it be tomorrow or next week or next month, or definitely for those of you guys that are going to move on into the AI course. Now you're going to be able to take that information and make predictions and projections and forecasts and build AI models to see. To show, where these guys are and why they're there and how they're there and when they're coming back and how they're moving around, whole nine. But that's the AI course. That's a whole different beast. So the next thing I see here, they say 65,000 providers across healthcare delivery businesses. Where are those providers? Those providers being, I believe those providers are medical doctors or physicians. And where are those guys? Because now you want to know, and that's not going to be personal identifiable information. That's going to be information that they need to see. They need to know what cities, what states, what zip codes these guys are in. What other countries are these guys are in if that is the case. Because if they've got a certain number of customers, in an area, but they don't have providers, they need to be trying to identify who are providers in the area that can sign on to CVS. I mean, it's just that plain and simple. And then they may have too many providers in the area according to how many, compared to how many customers in the area. So now they may need to reduce the number of providers. I mean, those are decisions that the stories that you're creating, building your reports and dashboards are going to allow this particular customer to be able to understand their business. We come down and we say they have 85% of, computer went blank, 85% of U.S. population lives within 10 miles of CVS pharmacy locations. So now that's on the real estate side. They know they have 85% of the U.S. population living within 10 miles, but what if there's a case to where an area is growing and it doesn't have a CVS? Why don't we have a CVS here? So they need to be able to understand the population of new cities, of new areas, and they need to understand the population of their stores. Because from what it's looking as if they want to have a store within 10 miles of the population, and currently they're at 85%. Is the goal to be at 100%? Is the goal to be at 90%? Is the goal to be at 70%? And they've exceeded the goal because now they're at 85%? I don't know. And to be honest, I'm not going to say that I don't care, but what I care about is providing the information based on what I see in their database, in their tables, that I need to bring into the report, into the dashboard, so that they can make the informed decision as to what they want to do to better their business. Now, I see that they've got 14 million weekly CVS pharmacy interactions. 14 million interactions. Where are those interactions? Are those, again, where those interactions are? What cities are these interactions? What state are these interactions? If you got 13 million interactions and they're all in Miami, but you got 1 million interactions all over all over the rest of the United States, is that meeting your goal? The answer to that is probably no, but again, I don't want to say I don't care. What I want to say is that I want to provide them with the information. Now, I'm sure that they don't have 14 million locations or 13 million locations in one particular area. I'm pretty sure it's kind of spread out, but at the end of the day, just seeing this with 14 million interactions, I don't know what those interactions are. So basically, I'm trying to find the table to see where are those interactions.
Hey, listen, real quick, before we go too much further, here's the deal. I just want to let you guys know that I will be on a 7-city tour in 2025. That's right, I'll be on a 7-city tour in 2025, bringing Power of the BI live. Bringing Power of the BI live to a location near you. 7-city tour. I'm going to be somewhere close to where you are, and here's the deal. For those of you guys that are out there that are already signed up for the course, that are already taking the 16-week online course, you will be granted 100% free access to one of the locations that I will be attending. Here's the deal. In order for you to take advantage of that, just go to the Power of the BI portal and message me in our Power of the BI community portal, and then I will definitely get you locked into that particular location. Now, for those of you guys that are not already signed up for the online course, here's the deal. This is what Power of the BI Live means to you. It means that the 16-week course that I teach for 16 weeks, teaching you Power BI, I will be doing it live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in a city near you, or probably in your city. You want to be there. If you're the type of person that like to have hands-on teaching, you like to see the instructor face-to-face, you like to be able to ask questions right there on the spot, I am going to be teaching that class, this class, Power of the BI. I'm going to be teaching it live in a city near you in 2025. I'm going to 7 cities, and I'm going to teach this class on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be for a full 10 hours each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I want to see you there. To get more information about Power of the BI Live and the location near you, what you need to do is go over to my website, powerofthebi.com. Go over to my website, powerofthebi.com, and I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to register. You're going to have to register and get on the wait list. You're going to have to register and get on the wait list. This is going to be a class that's going to fill up fast, and I want to make sure that we have the right people in that class, and it's going to be built specifically for those that are really trying to learn Power BI like right now, so you can get out there and pivot your career or learn more about Power BI. Whatever you're trying to do when it comes to Power BI, and you need to be in this class, Power of the BI Live, 7 cities, coming to a location near you in 2025. Now, back to the class.
What is that table called that's letting me know, that's telling me, hey, this is how many interactions, can be counted. These are the areas and the zip codes that you can look in, because not at this point, there's probably going to be several different tables that are going to be involved. There's going to be probably a customer table that's involved. It's probably going to be a table showing items that were bought within certain areas, or the number of items that were bought, the number of when you go prescriptions being filled within certain areas, and all of it could be several different tables that now have to be combined, and now we're probably going to be using a SQL calculation to create a join in order to identify where these transactions are being held. 300,000 plus purpose-driven colleagues, 300,000 plus purpose-driven colleagues. Now, I think we said before they had 259,000 according to the Fortune site. They're saying here, I believe the purpose-driven colleagues would be, rather than 259,000 or 300,000 employees. And again, we talked about that before, but where are these employees? Who are these employees? What's the level of education of these employees? All of this matters, right? As much information as we can create, this is what we need to provide. CVS is a health, trusted brand in healthcare. That's not necessarily a KPI there. Here we say 2.3 billion pharmacy claims. Hey, what's being claimed? What kind of drugs are being used? What kind of drugs are being prescribed? What doctors are prescribing which drugs? These are the things that we need to know. How many times did the doctor prescribe this drug? These are the things that we need to know. 10 million annual health service visits. So the patients are going to the providers. They're getting, they had 10 million health service visits. How many of those visits were visits that were just normal visits, the annual visits? How many of those visits that were annual visits turned out to be something that the patient needed to have treated? How many turned out to be visits that may even turn out to be something that needs to be operations or all kind of stuff? So we need to find out where that table is that's telling us that they had health service visits. Again, in this particular case, we're talking about visits, we're talking about customers, we're talking about transactions, we're talking about prescriptions. It's several different tables that I can see probably need to be joined together in order to give us the information that we need to answer the questions for these annual visits. 25% greater utilization mental health care for members that utilize integrated medical and pharmacy offerings. So if it's 25% greater utilization, 25% greater utilization, then what? We need to, what other utilizations are out there that we're comparing this 25% to? Because evidently this 25% is a big number. It's a significant number, and it's something that they want the shareholders to understand that this is something that is being used to create the revenue and profits for the organization. We need to be able to pull that data out from somewhere. So the question is, where is this data coming from? What is this data pertaining to? And what are the tables that we're using? A lot of times we have to go in and we've got to look at the tables. We got to try to find the tables ourselves. But we have to create the tables and find out what are the tables that we're trying to use ourselves. But what would save time is if we analyze the data initially, documented the questions, and then in our pre-meeting, ask those questions. Get as many of those questions asked initially as possible so that we don't necessarily have to go through in the future and try to figure out, is this good information? Do they really want to see this? Another thing that I want to take into consideration, well, before